I would like to start off by saying Jeremy Young, or well, Mike Bennett told me to reiterate that Jeremy Young is definitely one of the best employees in the Seahawks organization. And he deserves a raise. Boom. All right, got that out the way. Let's go.
Like staying at three-star Marriott's?
I have no comment. No, I don't though, but I don't know if we stay there that often.
Hey,
We
Cliff,
have though.
you've obviously gone against Matt. You've been a teammate at Stafford. You've seen kind of up close how he is as a leader. Just what sort of intangibles does he bring that you can say maybe has helped with all these fourth quarter comebacks he's had this year and really throughout the course of his career?
Well, I think the biggest difference, honestly, when I was with him, he was, a younger player, but he's taking control of the offense. He's making plays that veteran quarterbacks should make. He's audible and he's doing all these different things that earlier on in his career he probably wouldn't have done. But obviously, as you grow as a player and you get more confidence, you can do these things. So it's pretty cool to see his growth though, because he's definitely taken some strides in the last few years.
How hyper competitive is he? I mean, you just see the stuff on TV and all the gyrations.
He wasn't really like that when I was there. Again, it's part of being confident and growing. You start to understand the game a lot more. You start to see, and understand things. So you start feeling yourself a little bit. I guess I don't know.
When he does some of the sidearm throws, or almost looks like he's underhanding it sometimes. I mean,
He
as
can
a
throw it now.
yeah.
He can launch. He can launch the ball. That's for sure. That I seen that from day one. He can launch the ball. He can make some real crazy throws. Sidearming it and still throw it. 30, 40 yards downfield if he needs to. It's pretty cool to see, unless you're the one playing against him, I guess. But it's cool.
I'm sorry, any similarities? Aaron Rodgers is kind of another guy who'll just throw from all sorts of angles and stuff like that. Any similarities between the two of them?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're both great quarterbacks, I think, in my opinion. They both can make the throws they need to make. If they need to throw the ball 60 yards downfield, they can make it happen. I just think they both are good quarterbacks and one of some of the better quarterbacks in the league.
It's been a few years now, but what's the Lions franchise mean to you?
Repeat that one more time.
What's the Lions franchise mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot. They gave me an opportunity to play football, in the NFL. 91 picks ahead of me, and they picked me in the 92nd pick. So, it's definitely a blessing. So I have nothing bad or any negative, perception of those guys. Again, they gave me an opportunity to play, and I'm still playing, thank God.
Is that why you wore that number there?
92, yep. I was the 92nd pick.
Do you say anything to your teammates now about enjoying the playoffs, kind of knowing both sides of the spectrum?
Most definitely. I think a lot of the younger guys, they've been in the playoffs 4 straight years, 5 straight years. So, you can get spoiled in it, and not understanding how special it is, So for me personally, I embrace it because I know how it feels to have never been. Or, I think I went one time while I was in Detroit in 5 years. So, to have a winning record, to be in the playoffs, to still be one of the teams playing, it means a lot, and you definitely have to appreciate it because there's so many other teams that are at home right now that are, got their vacations planned and ready to watch some football, and you're still playing, so it's pretty cool.
Did Frank Clark listen to your advice when he got here as a rookie?
No,
Does he listen to it now?
I don't know. Nah, Frank does. He's a lot better this year. You go from being the top athlete, in a major university, you come into the NFL, you feel like you're that guy, but sometimes, you gotta be humble and just understand and learn that, these guys are some of the best players in the world at this sport, so there's different things that go into it. But this year he's been doing some great things. He's listening, he's understanding the game a lot more. The game is probably slowing down for him a little bit because he's playing a lot more. So it's pretty cool to see.
What's the biggest change you've seen him make?
His attitude. His attitude is a lot different. I think he's more open to listening, and I think that's the biggest thing as an athlete or as a young athlete. To just be humble and listen and understand that guys aren't necessarily, especially on this team, guys aren't necessarily trying to bash you or belittle you or anything like that. We want to see you succeed because we're only as strong as our weakest link.
Cliff, you guys went into the playoffs last year on a roll. This year, 3-3 going in. Does it feel the same as last year?
I mean, you just told me the stats. I don't keep up with this stuff, so I don't know. As far as for the mentality, I feel like we have the right mindset. I feel like we have the personnel. I feel like we have the right scheme. Now we just got to go make it happen. You know, we just got to go out there and have fun too, man. I think if you start playing into the records and the statistics and different things like that, you know, you might as well not play if that's the case, you know, because it doesn't feel the way it felt 2 years ago, whatever the case may be. I mean, there's been numerous times that wild card teams go and win the Super Bowl and different things like that. So it's a whole new season. We just got to go out there and play our kind of football, and I think we'll be satisfied if we just go out there and have fun.
With Frank, what is something on the field that he does very well that people like us may not notice?
What he does real well, he I don't want to give him too much credit on this. He has probably the quickest get off on the D line. I usually pride myself in being that guy, but you know he's a little younger, so I'll let him win that one. But he's disruptive too. He gets off the ball fast and he's disruptive. You know he plays reckless. He has my get off and then he has Mike's mindset as far as for being disruptive, which is a good combo, I think.
How much of your technique has he borrowed, though, when it comes to the quarterback hits? Nobody on the team has more than you, but he's got a lot.
One thing about Frank is when he hits a quarterback, he's trying to like dump him. You know, he hits him pretty hard. I guess he picks that up. I don't know. I mean, you know, most guys, you know, if the quarterback throws the ball, they're kind of lenient on the quarterback. I'm like, you better hit him. Yeah, you let him know that you know your presence. Let your presence be felt in a sense. But you know, like I said, he's doing some great things. He's getting off the ball well. He's using his hands. He's disruptive. He's playing the run game very well. I mean, he's growing. That's pretty cool to see.
You used to go against Hester a couple times a year.
Yeah.
What does his presence mean now for this team?
Veteran player. He's been one of the best to do it for, well, since I've been in the league. You know, he knows what it takes to you know, return the balls or whatnot. But not only that, though, you know, if you can score in special teams, that's just even more of an advantage. And he's been able to do that quite a few times in his career.
Cliff, if you had to choose a defensive MVP for this team right now, who
For
would
our
it be?
team,
Yeah.
a defensive MVP? B-Wags. I mean, what he's been able to do this year has been crazy. I mean, he's a tackling machine. You know, he probably hasn't missed that many tackles either, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'd probably give it to B-Wags because one, he's kind of the leader of the defense from a standpoint of, you know, directing what's going to go on and where we need to line up and different things like that, and still be able to, you know, I think he ended up with 4.5 sacks and 100 and whatever, 60-something odd tackles. I mean, that's impressive stuff. You know, and he led the NFL at that, so I think it's pretty cool. I think he definitely would probably be the top one.
Anything else? Thanks, Cliff.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.